This is how I was introduced to the Honda VTX. It was around the first week in September 2018 when I got the inkling to start riding again. At that point, I hadn't ridden or owned a bike in about 10 years, and the last bike I owned was a Kawasaki ZX6R that I sold in 2008. After that, I had no intention of ever riding again. I figured I was pretty much done with bikes. I've been riding since I was 11. I started off on a Rupp mini bike, jumped to a Jawa moped, which I rode for a couple of years. Then I made a big leap at the age of 17 and got my first full-size motorcycle, a 1979 Honda CM400T. It didn't run and it was kind of banged up from being dropped numerous times, but I fixed it up, got it running, and the rest is history. Fast forward to September 2018. I started to get the itch to ride again and was contemplating getting another bike. I was fast approaching a milestone birthday coming in October and decided to gift myself a motorcycle. I didn't want to get another sport bike, especially since I hadn't been riding for a while. I wanted to ease my way back into riding and that I'd probably be safer getting a cruiser. So the search began. My plan wasn't to go down to a dealer and buy one. I was looking for a project. Being a hot rodder and car restorer for most of my life, that's something I just don't do. I wanted something I could build and turn into my own. I know for most, the first brand that comes to mind would be Harley Davidson, but at the time, that was a brand that I wouldn't even consider. I know they are the easiest to build and customize, and everyone and their mama make parts for them, but there was a cloud hanging over my head about them. I'll explain it in another video. But just so you know, I've since had a change of heart. Anyway, I started researching different brands and models of cruisers, and in my search, I came across the YouTube channel of SRK Cycles, and I began to watch their test ride videos. After going through countless hours of their content, there was this one video that they made titled, "Why Not to Buy a Honda VTX 1300?" that really caught my attention, so much so that it made me do more research about the bike. And here's what I found. VTX stands for V-Twin Extreme. The VTX 1300 line was introduced for the 2003 model year and evolved into the VT 1300C line starting with the 2010 model year. It has a 52-degree V-twin engine layout. It has cylinder heads with two intake valves and a single larger exhaust valve, has rocker arms with screw and lock nut clearance adjusters. The electronic control unit is equipped with 3D ignition maps for each cylinder. It has two spark plugs per cylinder, a dry oil sump with the oil tank inside the gearbox case, and it has a shaft-mounted final drive. My very first street bike was a Honda, so I already had familiarity with the brand's reliability. It's hard to kill a Honda. Not too long after completing my research, I made up my mind and decided to get one. The bike SRK Cycle with test riding had already been sold, so I started to look locally, and to my surprise I couldn't find anything. I searched through Craigslist, Cycle Trader, and finally eBay, and bingo, I found what I've been looking for. It was all the way down in Alabama, but I bid on it anyway. It was a 7-day auction, so I had to wait. I bit my nails to the very last second, and at the end of the auction, I walked away with the winning bid. I set up shipping through U-Ship and received the bike 6 days later. I was now the proud owner of a 2007 Honda VTX 1300, and the customizing began. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe.